Hello, my fellow people. My name is Hazel, and today I'll be showing you the updated, kinda updated, Bob's Burger iceberg. Without further ado, let's get started. Louise's bunny ears. An ongoing mystery in the Bob's Burger fandom and community is what's really under Louise's ears. Some speculate it to be more hair, while others think otherwise. Well, I have an image that might actually get a little bit of this conversation going. And I hope you're not ready to sleep again, because the image I'm about to show you is terrifying. Yeah, somebody on Reddit made this. I'm glad I ruined your day. Coochie Kopi. Coochie Kopi, while I did my research, is supposedly supposed to be a nightlight that Louise really cares for. And not really for the forgiving type, like in the one Louise episode. It was basically just like a main thing, a core thing about the history behind, Coochie Kopi. And to be honest, they basically the Belchers accidentally just melted Coochie Kopi on accident, so on to the next topic, I guess. Reopening. We will get to this in a bit later, probably, but what I want to say is that in every episode, most specifically the intro, the Belchers encounter rodents, pests, cockroaches, and so much other stuff that I might as well probably just get to it to near the bottom. Burger of the day. This entry is just common currency. I think what this entry is probably referring to is probably the fact that almost every episode, the burger of the day changes. Well, it has to be inaccurate in one way, so on to the next entry, I guess. Also, quick side note, I won't be really covering everything on this iceberg because there isn't that much that I really know about that show at the moment. There is an entry that is basically discussing, Rudy's asthma, and I haven't even gotten to that part yet. So, for now, I'll probably skip those parts until I probably make another video discussing the topic and probably making an update. The Bob's Burgers movie. Okay, so bear with me here. I'm reading this directly from Google, so I will try my best to explain the plot.
Ruptured water main creates an enormous sinkhole right in front of Bob's Burgers, blocking the entrance indefinitely and ruining the Belchers' plans for a successful summer. While Bob and Linda struggle to keep the business afloat, the kids try to solve a mystery that could save their family's restaurant. As the dangers mount, these underdogs help each other find hope as they try to get back behind the counter.
The building next to the restaurant. At this point, it's become a running gag where there's an unknown building right next to Bob's Burgers restaurant. It's seen in the intro and could be possibly seen in the episode itself. It only has one implication and purpose for one episode, a few episodes only, but is never seen again. Homer and Bob's Burgers. It's not a surprise when we see Homer and Bob's Burgers before. Since they're all related to the adult animation genre, it's no surprise that they would be related. Speaking of adult animated genre, the berg below me is about to get a little bit deeper as we go down. Music album. I'm going to quote Scribble Juice on this one. I can't imagine how good and how great the Bob's Burgers soundtrack is. It seriously bops. Comics. This is very self-explanatory, but fun fact about me is that there is a free version of them as an ebook on, my phone. So, you could get it for free. That is supposed to say Tina is fan fiction. Anyways, what Tina's fan fiction is an online ebook series an online book series, probably on Wattpad, basically about what Tina is basically just writing in her POV of her diary. I looked at some pictures in the book, and well, what the fuck? Bob Belcher's mother. In previous icebergs before this, they were a bit inaccurate, but at the time of recording this, there are currently 3 mentions of Bob's mother throughout the series. One from the movie, one from an episode, and one other that I kind of forgot. Archer Season 4, Episode 1, Opening Scene. Okay, I'm gonna go knock this out of the park real quick. Archer gets amnesia and becomes Bob, and then is supposed to live in New York with 3 kids and a wife. Therefore, Jimmy Pesto is across the street, there's a store next to him, and yada yada yada, you get the idea. It's basically Bob's Burgers. Real life Bob's Burgers restaurant. I couldn't find enough information about it online other than this particular image and this only image that I could find off of it, so on to the next one, I guess. Cat food. Basically very self-explanatory. In the episode Mr. Business, both of the Belcher family are obsessed with basically eating Mr. Business cat food. And well, on to the next tier, I guess. Daniel Belcher. In the Bob's Burger pilot, Tina was originally going to be a boy named Daniel. And well, the most community safe for the iceberg say that for the majority of the pilot, he was complaining how much his balls hurt. And that's why he got changed, mainly because they wanted to have, like, a daughter to Bob, rather to not have another Gene. In this case, another brother. The pilot. Those who are new and are probably just wondering about the Bob's Burger pilot and haven't heard about it, let me just summarize it to you. Originally, Bob's Burgers was going to be about a family restaurant trying to sell customer people burgers. Using their raw liver and skin, this somehow got half its way into the actual episode Human Flesh. In the episode, Louise spreads a rumor that the restaurant is using people burgers, and that they are using skinned and raw meat to put in their burgers. Anyways, Louise without her hat. As mentioned before, Louise, on very rare occasions, is seen without her hat, even though it's seen in the majority of the episode. However, the creators of the show, decide to censor it by never showing what's really on top of Louise's head. So it's still a mystery that's still going on in the Bob's Burger fandom. The Belchers are dead theory. There's a surprisingly dark theory explaining the fact that in the intro, it explains each death of how the Belcher children died. Tina probably died to the rodent and pest, Jean probably died to the house fire, and Louise, I'm pretty sure she died with Jean as well.